Hey YouTube, Bill here. Tonight I'm making waffles. Breakfast for dinner. I'm doing it in a blender. Start with 3 cups of milk. I'm doing a double batch here. Crack in 6 eggs. My one-handed cracking is not that great, I guess. That's what washing your hands is for, I guess. Nope, I lost a shell there. That's gonna be bad. Alright, there we go. Don't tell anybody. They'll never know. I think I lost another piece of shell in there. It just adds calcium. Now, I start with that. I don't know how I'm going to do this one-handed here. I'm going to blend this by holding the cap on here, so I'm going to need to mix this up here. Let's see, there we go. So I just pre-mixed the milk and eggs. Now for my dry ingredients. Today I'm using a mix of all-purpose flour, whole wheat flour, which is almost half and half, and then I ran out of all-purpose flour, so I added some almond flour. I think it was like a 1/4 cup of almond flour. So we just add that in there. The nice thing about doing pancakes and or waffles in the blender is you can take pretty much all you dump in there without issue if you have a decent blender. So we got 2 tablespoons of sugar. We got 4 teaspoons of baking powder. And we got a teaspoon of salt with some of the almond flour apparently dropped in it. Now, the very last ingredient I wait until after I've blended it up, which is melted butter. So I'm gonna got 2 whole sticks of melted butter, or will be melted butter. And I'm gonna blend this up real quick. We need a knife. Stir this in a little bit. Some recipes for waffles will call for you to do egg whites, where you whip the egg whites into a nice frothy. You whip the egg whites into a meringue. I press the button right as I set it, and then you mix up all the yolks and all the other ingredients, and then turn them into a batter, which you then fold into the egg whites. I don't find that's particularly necessary. The baking powder does a pretty good job of puffing up the waffles. They don't end up super dense. Now if you try and do it with all whole wheat flour, which you could do, you'll end up probably with dense waffles. Alright, let's see if our butter's melted. It's pretty close to melted. So we're going to start our blender one more time. Now we add in our butter. Alright, for some reason I pressed the stop button on the camera instead of the blender, but you can see our batter's done. That's it. All I have to do now is cook the waffles. get this off of there. There we go. Alright. And I don't measure this. I don't know if people do. And when you go to a hotel, they give you the little perfect measure of exactly how much waffle batter you need. I don't do that. Sometimes you'll get some spill out, and sometimes you get holes in the waffle. Just get it good enough, and it should be good enough. Kids aren't going to complain about what they get served for dinner, right? Now we'll come back here when the waffle is done. And the way we can tell it's done is as it cooks, it'll start steaming, and then it'll kind of cut back on its steam. Right, now you can see there's almost no steam coming off of that. I don't even know if you can see. But we can open it up, and there's our waffle. Now, if you're so inclined, you can use a spatula or whatever you want to get it out of the pan, waffle iron, or you can just try and pop it out with your fingers. There you go. Waffle done. Add some syrup, powdered sugar, whatever your preference is. Maybe some fruit, jam, I don't know. Whatever you like on waffles. Enjoy!